Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today I finally get off the weekend. It's near the end of Monday for me over here. So there's about 40 hours left before this event ends, and I think I was actually gonna skip this at first, but then I realized this might be a good chance. Unfortunately, the first decks that came into mind were Mayhem Devil Corvold, and of course, Wizards is not stupid. These two cards are already pre-banned. Woodland Champion also banned because this one triggers every time a token enters the battlefield. So in this case, it would be every upkeep. Your upkeep in this case. Blood Aspirant triggers when something's sacrificed, so that's also a ban. Well, there is still a few cards that trigger when they sacrifice, but like for example, the Black Red Uncommon from Teros, but the payoff is not that big, so that's less of an issue. Lavinia is banned because it defeats the purpose of having all the treasures if you can't use that as mana. And Karn is also banned because it's an artifact and it does have an artifact trigger ability. So for those who don't know what this event is, it basically gives you a treasure artifact token. You remember those things back in Ixalan block at the beginning of your upkeep, and that's true for both players. So since I can't exactly do the sacrifice route, I decided to do the artifact route, and the first thing that came into mind was Emry. So unfortunately, I have not played with Emry outside of Brawl, and even then that was a stretch. So I had to do a little research. Then so basically I went to Google, searched Emry Lurker of the Loch standard deck, and I came across a deck from what's the site? Yeah, from BlackLotusGo.com. I'll put the link of it in the description, but basically it had an idea for artifact aggro. This one was only up to Throne of Eldraine, and that's kind of pretty much the same here. I did not exactly add anything from Teros beyond that because there are very few cards that interact with artifacts in that one. I could go the devotion route. I actually do have Arcanist Owl, but none of my cards exactly work with devotion either, so that one's a bit of a non-bow as well. So sorry, no Tasa. Actually, now that you mention it, what are the blue devotion cards? So we got Caliphate, so that's actually reasonable. Treno the Singer has a decent ETB effect, but and there's Tasa's Oracle. I guess I could use that one, but otherwise not much in devotion to blue. I could splash white to do a devotion to white deck since I am running for Arcanist. Why am I running the Arcanist in the first place? Well, this is basically an all artifact aggro deck. It's supposed to kind of be fast. So the idea is you want to hit a creature and turn one. Those Stone Coil Serpent's a bit poor. Into a Steel Overseer. The Sorcerer's Broom here is not because this is pretty much our other sacrifice payoff. It's not so great. You have to pay 3 mana. Thank goodness we have treasures to produce mana, so that there's something out of it. And Emry helps, and we can always cast Emry for one because we will kind of get at least we'll pay 2 mana. We'll get at least an artifact on upkeep. Animating Fairy. This one's a little bit of my spin. Basically gives us a way to animate some of our treasure tokens. I also added this is pretty much the only card I added from Teros, Shadow Spear. This one's kind of like more like an emergency thing. I have no idea if this is good or not, but it's had a bit of an instinct to add that one. That said, Arcanist Owl digs us for artifacts. Mystic Forge helps us cast artifacts. So basically, we're going to churn through our deck really fast. Whether this deck is good or not remains to be seen. Aside from Stonecoil Serpent, I also note there's some Chamber Sentries. The original deck list had a lot of dual lands. We're getting away with this because we are producing treasure tokens. I suppose I could add 1 Chromatic Lantern if I want to get X equals 5, but then again, there's no real rush because I can always buy. If I can stick an Emry, I can always get Chamber Sentry back that way. So there is that. No sideboard here. Otherwise, deck hopefully is fast enough. We'll see if this works. Otherwise, I'll have to come up with another deck for this format. Shouldn't be that hard. I could always go back to my mono green mid range. That one. So keep this. Also notice I can always keep attacking with Chamber Sentry, then just tap with Steel Overseer. So they have an interesting setup. This is actually a... Wait. Oh, this is from the... Okay, for those wondering, this one's from the Slivers deck. So... In fact, I kinda wanna... Let's just get ourselves a quick 2-drop. Let's see what our opponent does. I figured that our opponents will probably be playing mana-intensive heavy decks. We're kind of missing an Emry here, but we'll see if we can get by with 2 Steel Overseers. I'm gonna be careful of white and black per se. Okay, blue-red, so... That's still Storm... That's still Storm. Okay, opponent's going for the Lightning Stormkin. He will get first blood. Opponent might try to snipe the Steel Overseer. We're gonna hit for a tree first. Is there a reason for me to maybe cast Steel Overseer first in that sequence? Probably. Opponent's going the all elementals route, so... Okay, it's gonna be a race of sorts. Opponent now has to respect our board position somehow. We could still be board wiped here, but it will kind of wipe our opponent's board as well. Well, maybe except for the Stormkin. Risen Reef. Oh, that's not going to wipe our board. And with just 2 mana, we can... Well, he can block with this one. This has haste. So... Can't be blocked except by creatures with haste. Can't be blocked except by creatures with haste. Okay, and he sees the writing on the wall, because I would swing with these 3 and I can double pump them. Well, that was a very fast one. I guess there is some merit to this. Is there merit to this in the regular set? Okay, I might be counting my eggs before they hatch. Which is kinda ironic since I did not put golden egg in the deck. I did consider adding that as a way to get additional card draw. If you notice, the only card draw I have aside from Mystic Forge is the Gnome. And I will always get Adamant. It's pretty easy. It's pretty hard not to get Adamant when you're mono blue. There are other things but otherwise I will note that it's literally aggro or bust. So at least we got turn 1 Ginger Brood into Clockwork Servant. So I'm definitely getting a turn 2 Clockwork Servant. Opponent goes Fervent Champion mono red. This is a bit of a Waterloo for us. Opponent... Oh, this is Cavalcade. Okay. So I definitely want to save the treasure token. Also, our opponent's playing mono red, so Stonequell Serpent at X equals 2 is not going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to pass this one. I'm going to go for the card draw strategy. I might actually be willing to take... Okay, Fervent Champion number 2. Is it worth blocking the Grim Initiate? Okay, our opponent's just unloading with 1-drops. So, it might be worth it for me to take the hit Okay, he's got nothing else. I could either just take, because let's see, I could take the hit. This is 6 damage. I'm probably not going to sacrifice this, so I probably won't have time to spend 2 mana to sacrifice this, so I'm going to just okay, let's resolve all these triggers. I'm going to just block 1 Fervent Champion. Okay, now we got tons of mana. I suppose I can also do Animating Fairy, bring to life one of the tokens, but that's a bit weak. I'm going to do Clockwork Servant first. We'll pay Adamant. So basically drawing out... Do I do a 1/1 Stonecoil Serpent? It's literally a throwaway. Because what's my other option? Next turn, probably gonna cast this. Yeah, this literally a throwaway. I'm gonna just do it because I need to start saving up on damage. I'm only taking advantage of the fact that our opponent has pretty much unloaded their entire deck. Opponent does have answers. Does he? Heartfire. Okay. So he got rid. So that saves us some damage. So again, this is a throwaway, so we're blocking Stonecoil Serpent. Yeah, I'm going to block. That's what I cast you for. So next turn we get... We are drawing quite a bit of lands here, so I could go Clockwork Servant again, hope to draw into something else. Next turn I can do... Okay, Shambling Suit gives me a 2/3 also, that's not exciting. I can do Animating Fairy right now. Not exactly in need of extra cards. Okay, we're gonna do that. Give ourselves a 4/4. That might stem the bleeding, it might not. We're literally playing from behind this whole time. That said, next turn, Clockwork Servant. Well, there could be an X damage spell, though opponent's kind of flooded at this point. We will have to take one. Does he have a... He doesn't... He does have a pump effect, but... Oh, he missed it. Okay, he missed it, so that's fine. I guess I will just take 2. Because our opponent could have swung with these guys. These would be 3. He could pump it up to a 4. I wouldn't exactly be able to block with it. So now that our opponent's demonstrated that... Let's see if our opponent's willing to block now. No? Okay, so what we're going to do is Clockwork Servant. You're going to keep drawing into cards whenever we can. And I will cast the second Stonecoil Serpent. Again, more fuel for the fodder, especially since I'm... next turn, I can drop the Shambling Suit, which is not great, but still something. I don't have any illusions that I'm going to win this one. I'm just thankful that our opponent's okay. Okay, he holds that back. So I'm actually... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Okay, now I have some... Yeah, the first strike is a very big deal here. Also, the lack of removal for me is also a big deal as well. I guess, yeah, aggro on aggro. Violence. Opponent casts Light of the Stage, digs for more gas. Okay, the Footlight Fiend might be a problem. Grim Initiate, not so much. Yeah, I'm liking our opponent's build here. So I'm gonna cast Emry. Let's see what we... Okay, we've been lands, we've been the Mystic Forge. So... Animating Fairy is just gonna chump block again. Which I don't mind. Can cast Shambling Suit by sacking the 4/4, that's a no. So we're holding everything back. We're still bleeding from the Tin Street Dodger, and yeah, the lack of removal is killing us. So will a third Fervent Champion. Do we have enough to block? And he can... We're gonna see how he stacks those triggers now that he has multiples of them. Oh. Okay. Okay, he stacks it conservatively. So I can block the Tin Street Dodger. So here, block one of these. This one is gonna die, so we're gonna take... Yeah, we're gonna take 4 damage. This is not ideal. Yep, we drew way too many lands. Yeah, that's a good game. No, there's no way we're gonna dodge that, but what the heck, that's okay. Oh yeah, for those wondering what the deck list is, here it is. So, and is there anything that could have saved us in this scenario? The lack of removal killed us in that one, but we kind of went all in on the aggro strategy. I'm gonna give this one another shot, then I'm going to make some changes. So the first cuts are probably gonna be, well, the Sorcerer's Broom and the Animating Fairy are probably the experimental ones that'll have to go. What I might sub it in for some sort of removal. So we're looking into cards like some sort like Unsummon. There's actually the Unsummon that's creature and enchantment, so I'll definitely play that. So okay. Again, it looks like red is the flavor of the month here. I'll be annoyed if everyone's playing red, but okay, I'm gonna try this. Last time I played Chamber Sentry first. Actually, not too bad. Because the reason behind this is I can, if the Chamber Sentry sticks, I can just use it to ping. I can just use it to ping these small guys. In fact, I might want another Chamber Sentry, even if just to ping and stuff. Oops. So we don't get that one. Only gets Light of the Stage into a Shock and a Cavalcade. So this is a regular Cavalcade deck. Opponent will probably cast Cavalcade. So I might cast Steel Overseer just to get the shock out of the way. Then next turn, Arcanist Owl. That will be the play. We need 5 mana to return this back to our hand, but we're not in a real rush for that. We really need an answer to Cavalcade though. And another Tin Street Dodger. It looks like if I'm gonna build a deck specifically for this one, I might do a black build just to get access to sweepers and whatnot. So opponent, he can spend mana on this. Yeah, I'm gonna lose this one. Yeah, it turns out I needed the Chamber Sentry after all. So okay, I'm gonna play the Arcanist Owl. See if we can dig ourselves out of it, but yeah. Nope, another Arcanist Owl. That's not gonna dig us. So yeah, if we can't answer Tin Street Dodger, Yep. Good game. So we're gonna make the changes as needed there. We need to be able to answer X1s. So with that in mind, so there are artifacts that can deal with X1s. Let's see. Deal damage. I can check in blue also, but no, these things trigger more on us, so that's a no. So I'm gonna knock out the blue. Heart Piercer Bow kind of helps. We have to be the one attacking. The wand, unfortunately, we have to pay mana. Ugin's Conjurant, well, it's not an artifact. So unfortunately, we don't have a repeatable source of damage in blue. Bounce would be a nice effect also. So let's see, if we were to bounce... Now that aggro deck list had Corridor Monitor, which kind of makes sense now that I think of it. It does... Having a 1/4 will at least answer Fervent Champion, so... Gonna cut out the Animating Fairy. I'm going to probably cut one Shambling Suit. This feels like the weakest one here. I'm gonna add another chamber... Oops, sorry. I'm gonna add another Chamber Sentry. Yes, this is becoming very rare heavy, so I apologize if this is not gonna be a nice go-to. So I'm gonna cut one Sorcerer's Broom. And I guess that's it. I could also just cut the Shadow Spear at the 4th Corridor Monitor. Then let's see. Is your Sleep of the Dead doesn't really help. I'm trying to think of ways to... Oh wait, I did mention there's the Stern Dismissal. Return target creature or enchantment. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna cut the other Sorcerer's Blue. Gonna cut the Shambling Suit. I might actually cut 3 Shambling Suits. We'll keep 1. I still want to... But yeah, we're gonna add some Stern Dismissals. At the very least, we can use this to buy some time by bouncing Cavalcade before attack. It's a sort of pseudo defense. We can't use it to protect our own stuff, so that might be a problem. Yeah, so given that deck scenario... Okay, yeah, mono red's gonna be pain. So I might just do turn 1, 1/1 Stone Coil Serpent. Turn 2 Turn 2 Emry. Opponent has Leyline. So this is a big mana deck. Thankfully our opponent didn't have anything on that end. I could cast this for 2. I'm gonna cast this for 1. No real rush here yet. So basically next turn I'm gonna cast Emry and maybe cast Emry, then maybe cash in the Stone Coil Serpent. So opponent's going for the super cheap one. I would like to draw Stern Dismissal right about now. Steel Overseer's fine too. So Emry. So we mill Emry, we also mill Chamber Sentry, so that's something we can buy back. Gonna play the Steel Overseer. And we're gonna play our other Stone Coil Serpent. So if we can get the Steel Overseer to stick, we can start growing these. Then I can actually tap, buy back Chamber Sentry, cast it for X equals 3. Or X equals 4 even. Okay, Voracious Hydra. He needs to snipe Steel Overseer, that's fine. So... Okay, so this is 5. Yeah, I need... Yeah, we'll block this. I can always buy it back anyway. So let's make our opponent regret not taking out Emry. So yes, it only gets equals. So I'll only get 2 counters out of it with treasure tokens. Yep, that was a misplay. So Prussia just played Arcanist Owl. Yeah, we really need the extra form. I'm gonna have to change the mana base. We're gonna really need all the dual lands. So did not read that properly. About to get opponent. Yeah, we're about to get beaten down by Nylea. We'll take the 3 damage. That's okay. So next turn. Okay. Time to start buying back Stonecoil Serpents. Now this one we can do X equals 5. So we can... There's no point chump blocking this one. We need to start sniping out all our opponent's other creatures. So, yeah, no point tapping this one. Opponent's starting to get flooded, which might be a good thing. He's gonna just keep attacking with this one because this is indestructible, so that's okay. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna start growing everything now, so I really need to be able to answer. Because I can play Arcanist out, it will sneak past these guys, but do I want to just cast a... Let's just cast the other Stonecoil Serpent. I probably should have also... I probably should have just done it to the Steel Overseer. I'm willing to take 6. Actually, it's gonna be 7. Okay. Reveals a ley line. He has X equals 8, so I need to bounce this. Oh, opponent's holding back. Okay. So, Emry. Steel Overseer. I'm gonna start saving tokens up now because I'm gonna go X equals 5. He's gonna start buffing this, but I need to start pinging our opponent instead. I'm gonna go with Arcanist Owl first. Yeah, we can fly overhead our opponent now. So what we get? Corridor Monitor looks nice. Ginger Brute can buy us some time. I'm gonna go with the Ginger Brute. So gonna pass. Opponent took out this, yeah. Yeah, he did. So he has 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, he's still holding back. So I can swing with Stonecoil Serpent. I can buff it to 7/7. He will have to double block. And I can just use Emry to buy it back again. Okay, sure. Do you want to block? Okay, didn't want to block, so I'm going to actually cast a Ginger Brute. And I'm gonna cast a Clockwork Servant, draw some cards. Got 2 mana. We can use it to buy back a Chamber Sentry. X equals 3. Which we could probably use to snipe, say, a Paradise Druid and whatnot. So, kind of surviving there. Yeah, we're gonna buy back the Chambers. And yeah, we're buying back the Chamber Sentry. So X equals 3. So we probably should spell out what the mana is. Oh no! Wait. Wait, good. We can change the... Remember, press Z if you want to change your mind. So, end turn. Opponent casting a huge X. This is probably... Okay. If this is X equals 10, we're probably not gonna win anyway. There's nothing we can do about that part. Yeah, finale X equals 11. Creatures you control gain. Thankfully, no trample, so the only problem is Voracious Hydra. Okay, wait. And okay, everything gets trample. Yeah, we had no way of rebounding that. We'll see how this goes, but I don't think we're gonna take way too much damage. Yeah, we let our opponent get too far in this one, but we were starting to get an interesting setup. We were starting to buy stuff back. Yes, we allowed our opponent to get too much mana. Could we benefit from counter spells? I guess it's possible. You know what? I'm gonna give it another shot. So far, you've just seen like 20 plus minutes of me losing, but I'm actually quite happy with this deck. It's interesting. Opponent getting double leyline is a very big problem too. So there's... Otherwise, we get turn 1 Ginger Brute, turn 2 Emry with Stern Dismissal backup. Heck, if our opponent plays something aggressive, we can resolve the Stern Dismissal right then and there. Okay, nope. Okay. So we'll run the Emry first. We mill a Steel Overseer and an Arcanist out. We're definitely playing our own Steel Overseer. So if our opponent goes Thought Erasure, yeah, oh no, not Thought Erasure. Vraska Golgari Queen, okay. So can destroy a permanent, but probably gonna destroy Emry.
It's time to step out of the shadows.
I would destroy Emry. She's the engine. That's correct. There's a problem. So sometimes I do wish this is an unsummon, but I have a spare. So let's play our spare Emry. So we mill Stonecoil Servant and Corridor Monitor. And play Steel Overseer number 2. Yeah, might as well tap. Then we're gonna hit Vraska. Make sure she doesn't show up again. Now we did kind of open ourselves up to a Cry of the Carnarium. With all the red decks running around, I would not be surprised if that was the case. Nope, Golden Egg. So this is interesting. Okay, so at least we get to buff these guys up to X3, X4. Golden Egg again. This is could be a Doom Foretold deck. We could outrace it with Emry, I guess. So Another Steel Overseer. Hold on, do we have an X1? Yes, we have an X1 Stonecoil Serpent. So let's get Stonecoil Serpent. X1. Allegiance End would ruin our Steel Overseer engine. Yeah. I know. So first, let's get everything out of Now there could also just be a Wrath. That would be a problem too. So maybe playing out all the Steel Overseers was not a good idea. Is there a... At least we get X equals 4, so if our opponent shatters this... Okay, no Shatter the Sky just yet. This one has all the hallmarks of a Doom Foretold deck with all the eggs and whatnot. But if our opponent is cracking for life, we can swing for 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's it. We're not pumping anymore. I have no idea what our opponent's plan was, but it looks like we outpaced our opponent. Yeah, 3 Steel Overseers. I'll admit that was awfully greedy. That's really not a good play. So, okay, get it. So let's keep going with Artifact Aggro. I guess the smarter play there would have been Arcanist Soul. What we needed was more gas at that point. So again, Chamber Sentry. We're definitely keeping this though. So turn 1 nada. 1, 2. Well, depends what our opponent does. Okay, white. If Paradise Druid. If our opponent's gonna need to ramp. At least the computer's smart enough to not use the same mana again. But I probably should double check that next time. So next turn we can cast Emry. If our opponent goes for a 3-drop, I'm gonna snipe the Paradise Druid. Season of Growth. Is our opponent gonna cast something? Come on. Give me a chance to snipe them Druid. Oh. X1? Ooh. 3-2. But I am willing to block. He's gonna try to stack count. He's gonna try to stack stuff on this one. Hexproof Vigilance is gonna be so annoying. I'm gonna hold up this, because if I need to... Okay, there's a Mystic Forge. There's the Stern Dismissal, so well. But I'm gonna hold up on this, because the reason being, if our opponent goes for the big blowout, I can just tap the 2, snipe our opponent with it instead. So we know this is gonna be forever hexproof. So I do applaud our opponent on this one. So we're literally just gonna keep buying back Chamber Sentry over and over again. That's really annoying. Okay, here comes another Season of Growth. Oh, that glitters. Okay, so this is the other way to do this set. Although he did sacrifice... He does have a ton of enchantments though. So, thankfully no trample yet. So it's block. Ping. Actually, just pay 1. I don't need to get too greedy in this. I want to save as many of this possible. I guess I don't really need an X equals 3 either. Also note I can always start blocking with Emry. I can cast Mystic Forge. What do I do? Yeah, cast Mystic Forge. And Chamber Sentry X equals 1. Okay. So the idea now is I'm literally just throwing Chamber Sentries away, just tapping it back and forth. But at the same time, I'm going to aim for getting... I could actually just pay the 1 life to get rid of this card. You know, I kind of want to start drawing some lands too. So test and training. Okay, now has trample. Unfortunately, I lost 2 of my 3-turn dismissals. This is a problem. This one's not gonna cut it. Yeah. So being able to Voltron on the Paradise Druid, it's... Hey, if it works, it works. I'm not gonna... I have to give kudos to our opponent on this one. So how do we win in this scenario? This is a green card. There's no sacrifice effects. Oh, Shadow Spear would have been nice here. It has... You know what, I'm just gonna say good game on this one. We're way too far behind at this point. We can't answer a single creature because it has hexproof. So I guess the Shadow Spear... No, it doesn't really fit. It's super random. There is another card we can put in though. So again, many apologies. We are going to go super big on rares at this point. But... we kind of need this. We kind of need that card. So, what is this card, you might ask? Blast Zone. So we're going to cut the 3 Castle Vantresses because we never get that far. The black Blast Zones make more sense. We could also add the Karn's Bastion for proliferate, but I think that's overkill. I guess the Blast Zone's fine. So I'll make that change. We'll go into the next game. Gonna be a bit slow going, so Castle Vantress is now Blast Zone. Yeah, one thing to remember is everyone's playing super cheap cards, so it will... Okay, so we are gonna run turn 1. We're gonna run turn 1 Seal Overseer. Only because I have no evidence as to what our opponent might have. Probably should... Oh yeah, that's correct. So opponent does have Smothering Tide, so he's actually going to get even more treasure. Decline. So, Ginger Brute. Tap. Corridor Monitor. Untap. Tap. Then next turn we can go Arcanist Owl or Mystic Forge. I'll probably go Forge first. Shatter the Sky. Okay, opponent just wants to do that. So we're kind of digging for our Emrys at this case. We got Stern Dismissal, so we can... Yeah, we'll let that resolve. Decline. Yeah, we're gonna just play the Mystic Forge. So much for the aggro plan. Yeah, I guess when they were designing the aggro deck... Okay, can't cast that, so we'll save that. When they were designing the aggro deck, they did not expect the return of cheap 4 mana rats. One has the D-Spark, so at least we got him spend his treasures. So there's that. I wonder. My concern is that our opponent's game plan might just literally be the trawler. Thankfully, he's just playing Smothering Tides. Yeah, resolve all, decline. Decline because I need the mana. I'll play Steel Overseer first. So end of turn, we're going to bounce the Smothering Tide. Oh, he's got... Okay, he's got Dream Trawler mana now. Which is good. This would be really annoying. Nope, Underworld Dreams. Oh wait, you know what? Considering he has to wait for treasures to cast it, let's just bounce it. So this looks like a Doom Foretold deck at this rate. So I'm gonna... nope. Undo. Arcanist Owl. That one does not trigger the Smothering Tide at least. And it gives me a flyer. And if our opponent tries to go for the Shatter, I can... Hold on, it's power 4 or greater. Okay. Yeah, take the Clockwork Servant that I'm now regretting having here. So as long as I don't power this up, this one will not get desparked. Could still get mortified, but looks like our opponent's gonna let that through. Goes for the Underworld Dreams again. So we know it, if it's gonna get desparked, it's not this turn. Smothering Tide again. Wow. I know it's on the graphic, but that doesn't necessarily mean you want to play that many. And it makes me wish I had to wait to stop drawing, but oh well. You know what? I'm gonna play around with our opponent. Here, draw some more cards. Well, maybe I'm not gonna play all. So I'll take another hit from here. Sure. Chamber Sentry is a good there. Yeah, resolve all. Decline, decline, decline. There. Enjoy your mana. I want choke on it. So next, swing with just the owl at least. Now I'm concerned there's another Shatter Disguise. That's why I'm slightly hesitant to cast the Chamber Sentry. I suppose yeah, because at least our opponent's not exactly drawing cards. Finally gets a well. He has all the mana in the world now, so he has no excuse to not cast things. Oh yeah, this is a nice extra. Banishing Light. Let's see what he targets. Probably Steel Overseer. Yeah, sure. So I get to swing for 8 damage. Oh look, looky, another Steel Overseer. Here, choke on it. Sorry, that was very immature. Oh, and we can do X equals 4 now, but let's swing first. Yeah, because okay, I'm not gonna cast any of these anymore because our opponent needs to Shatter now. So probably even casting the Seal Oversteer was a mistake. Glass Casket can take out the Seal Overseer. Okay, sure. And that's it. Unless our opponent has a Mortify. Show us your last card. It's a D-Spark. Okay. But he's out of cards now. So he now needs to answer this one. In fact, I'm going to just cast this X equals 4. So our opponent needs to have 2 answers. This could be a Shatter Disguise, so at least I get to draw a card off it. Nope, that's it. So our opponent had, yeah, too many Smothering Tides. I actually don't see the reason why you need the Smothering Tide. It's not like the previous deck, the green-white one with all that glitters and whatnot. That is a good reason to. That might be a good reason to have more artifacts, but even then, you kind of, yeah, that would have been a good reason to have it. The deck our opponent played, it felt like a super control deck. Yeah, I don't think there's a reason to have all the Smothering Tides there. Sure, having more treasure is not bad, but we don't have the. But there's no Revel in Riches here, so it's not exactly helping. So yeah, keeping this one. Ooh, another ley line. What's up? Okay, so turn 2 Stone Coil feels sad, but I might need to start casting stuff. So next turn we do the Corridor Monitor. And that into nothing, I suppose. It's a bit sad. Or I can just swing with this one, then do the Corridor Monitor. Wilderness Reclamation. Yeah. Well, he can cast stuff early, I suppose, but I'm really curious what is the stuff he wants to cast now. Anyway, we have Stern Dismissals back up. In fact, does nothing. I can kind of ruin. Okay. Let's see. I can kind of ruin his day by bouncing the Wolfwillow Haven. Okay. So he now has 3 mana. I'm gonna bounce the ley line. No, you know what? Cancel. I'm gonna do it at the end of his turn. Citizen Champion, sure. So bouncing it might not be such a great idea. But I can bounce this now. So he can choose to cast it again if he wants, but okay, I'm gonna pass on that one. I'm gonna go Arcanist Owl first. Okay, opponent has a response. Probably the Citizen Champion again. There you go. Probably block the Corridor Monitor. Or not. Okay, yeah, he will. Now this one's gonna just keep going big, so we might have a problem there. Doesn't have reach, so I'm gonna go Air Force on our opponent. So we're gonna take the Ginger Brute because that one's also evasive. Even if it takes us 16 more turns. Bouncing the Wolfwillow Haven would have been another way to annoy our opponent. I guess it's. So the trick now is to make sure we can. So we have to keep Stonecoil Serpent back. He can cast an enchantment anytime to snipe it. So he can count 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 6 mana, 7, 8 mana. 9 mana. So what's he casting? Okay, let's go. Now, Nexus of Fate has left the building, if I'm not mistaken. So this is not it. What's the big... Okay, so far, there's no red here. Oh, could be a Kiora Best the Sea God. That'd be so annoying. Finale of Revelation. Oh, just draw cards. Okay, that's it. Just drew cards. It has no maximum hand size, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, wait, no. It's X equals 10, then you have no maximum hand size. Now you have to actually discard down. Our opponent now has a... He's going for selection at this time. He's looking for something specific, so he discards those two. So I'm free to swing with the team. So I'm gonna hold this back because I can grow this to be bigger. That said, our opponent might have a way to snipe it, but let's see how it goes. Opponent spent all that mana to draw all those cards. I was expecting something scarier. That said, here it comes now. Opponent has 5, 6, plus an asset tech. Okay. So our opponent has lots of mana right now. The only good thing about this is he only has one combat step, and it's before these triggers, so we can kind of control it. Air quotes. So we're gonna take the hit here. Our opponent's gonna leave it behind to... Okay. So our opponent's gonna start casting a lot of good... Oh no! Okay. He didn't have a lot of good stuff. So we're still going for the owl plan. That's all I can think of. So... Now, the way this works, if it's done stack, this is still technically on top, so you'll never get to see what's under here. So, Ginger Brute's not bad. I haven't really gotten any good use out of the Mystic Forge, but... Okay, another Arcanist Owl. So at least a 6-tree is gonna be... 7-tree might be enough to dissuade our opponent. I'm still swinging with Arcanist Owl even if it takes forever. He might have an answer to it by now. I'm pretty sure... So it hasn't championed again. Okay, so he's gonna start growing the team. At least the one shambling suit, if he doesn't have a direct... Okay, he's gonna draw cards. Sure, grow. So at least the shambling suit can hold one of the champions at bay. Probably this one. Opponent likes what he sees, so that might be a problem. So that said, we can grow the shambling suit to be larger too. So that's pretty much our game plan. Also, our opponent's drawn a ton of cards. So next turn, we draw the Arcanist Owl, but we don't necessarily... The Mystic Forge is starting to feel like it's not carrying its weight entirely. Nyx Bloom Ancient, so going for the super mana play. Okay. So what does our opponent do with all this mana? Now I'm genuinely curious. None of these have reach. This has trample, but it's gonna be a 5/5 forever. The game plan might literally just be to play the Ginger Brutes and swing with them. Okay, our opponent's gonna cast something. That's 6. You have 13 mana if that's what you're asking. Oh no, you have another Inexplicable Ancient. Ooh. Okay. What is the X spell though? This is getting very interesting right now. So now Shambling Suit can take out. It's gonna get to the point where, thankfully, this did not attack. So Shambling Suit's gonna have to. Well, these don't have trample either, so I could just play the Ginger Brutes, block with them. But no, I probably just ditch the court. I probably just ditch these guys. They have Wishes. Okay, this is the bad one. What? Okay, Mass Manipulation is gonna be It's gonna be annoying. Well, our opponent did get all that. Okay, good game. That's literally. There's no point in playing this out if our opponent has all our win cons and he has way too much mana, way too many cards. So yeah, that's worth conceding at that point. Opponent had a good deck. We were just too slow for it. We are 2 wins away. We're not getting the fast matchups that we kind of want, but we'll see if we can get there. It's still, at least it's very interesting getting the extra buff. That said, some cards don't feel like they're carrying their weight. Mystic Forge is not carrying its weight. And now I have 2 of them. I guess it carries its weight if I'm flooded, but I might just prefer some Shambling Suits or some other creatures in this slot. So definitely turn 1 Ginger Brute swing. Turn 2... Then turn 2 we can go Mystic Forge. So... Let's see. What manner of aggressiveness does our opponent have? Green. Also notice funny, the moment I put Stern Dismissal, I did not face a single Cavalcade deck ever again. Oh well, that's life. But I'm definitely casting the first Mystic Forge. The Arcanist Owl... I guess I could cast the Arcanist Owl. One is going for the early Growth Spiral, so this is probably yet another ramp deck that's just gonna ramp even faster. So we probably... Yeah, we could probably cut some Mystic Forges, add some more ways to interact with our opponent. So what are you probably looking for? Counter spells? Counter spells are a thing, I suppose. The Blast Zones kind of fit. That they have a good place already. Opponent's going for the Risen Reef. So we're gonna let him draw that. No. Do I bounce the Risen Reef? Arboreal Grazer. Okay, I'm gonna let him play his land out. Okay. So now I'm gonna offer the trade. Is he willing to trade? Usually he's not. You're not willing to trade. If he trades, I'm okay with it. But this looks like another super ramp deck. Waiting for opponent to respond here. So what? Usually it doesn't take forever to decide if you're taking the damage or could be a DC. It happens. Could also be someone that's already finished and is giving us a free win. That that has happened from time to time also. Nope, opponent's back. Looks like okay, looks like took some time to think. And we do the corridor monitor. We could untap. No, it's untap artifact or creature you control. Makes you wish we had artifact lands. So let's see. Uro, but not much of a graveyard yet. Ooh, now that tells me what else we need to add in the deck. Graveyard removal. Actually, Grafdigger's Cage works here. So our opponent is literally just emptying out everything they have just to. So again, offer still stands. Gingerbrute for Risen Reef. Nope, no takers. So I'm gonna go Mystic Forge first. Okay, not liking what I see, but we'll do that. I can actually just take the land. Because we're going to need lands eventually, so I can kind of just take the land right now. Also note that our opponent now has Uro available. Thankfully ditches a lot of the other good stuff. Like, yeah, those are all the cards I do not want to see. Even if I have to see Uro again, thankfully that's gonna have to wait because some opponent just unloads everything. So reach means Arcanist Owl's not gonna do it. So it's really gonna be all up to Gingerbrute. Try take 1 damage from Risen Reef, sure. So I'm actually not gonna exile that one because I'm gonna need mana over time. Yeah, Clockwork Servant. Yeah, Clockwork Servant's not bad. So I'm gonna do the Clockwork Servant, draw a card first. Okay, so we then I can do Stonecoil Serpent, X equals 3. I kind of want it to be X equals 6 or 7 so I can take out the Cavalier, then take out Uro. So thankfully the opponent doesn't have haste. So it's gonna be all about dropping. So Uro is gonna come online, that's for certain. Emry's Forerunners, so he's gonna go big. So let's see how much damage this is. So 2. Oh, okay, 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's exact. Yeah, way too much mana. So past the blockers. All of these have trample, so I might as well block the ones I can survive with. So this takes me down to 5. But this doesn't get trample anymore. This one will still have trample, so we really need. So this is X equals 6. Let's do that. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we're not attacking anytime soon. At the least we can kind of hold the fort until our opponent casts another Emry's Forerunners. Risen Reef, okay, that's not bad. Also, Uro is not an elemental. Opponent is refilling their hand, so that is a problem. I do Agent of Treachery. Yeah, That's the That's the problem when you give a fast ramp deck even more mana. They run away with it. Well, we're kind of way over time right now, so I'm gonna have to figure out another deck for this. But this was an interesting exercise. It was worth a shot. I will cite my source on where I got this one. That said, I'm going to have to do this do the remaining 2 wins off camera. So just knock on wood. I'll probably be able to do this. Anyway, that's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. I'm going to probably do another. Well, I have the full playset now. Thank you very much. That said, yeah, I'll probably be doing another draft. I might end up getting another pig. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.